First time rapping, yeah, I'm in the booth.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Watch my videos, man. 2 racks a week, boo. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie
video, and then, you know, just showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, I said, I can get with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Man, what's going on, people? Drum roll, guitar, piano. 2 racks a week. Hold on, let me say it again, man. Here we go. We have another winner, the first winner of 2023 for the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Not too shabby. Yeah, we got our first winner 2023. Let's celebrate. Let's get it. This is definitely going to be a big year. More winners. Last year we had approximately 42. So we're gonna see if we can have at least 43. Let me turn that off, and we're gonna get back to this work. Yeah. All right, so here we have Karingas, and he is in St. Louis. So I'm gonna let you get an opportunity to get your own introduction. Let them know what market you're driving in and how long you've been driving and which platform.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. My name is Karingas Belton, originally from New York. I'm out here in St. Louis, representing the Missouri area. This has been like a long time coming because I've been actually researching and playing around with this for the last 8-9 months. My platform is Uber.
Okay.
It's going to be like, Uber is like the only one that accepted me. Okay. So LYFT, you missed out on the diamond driver because that's where I'm at right now. It took me a little while to get there, but once I got to that status and I started to see that my 9 to 5 was just boo-hoo, I just said, let me see some more research. As soon as I started researching, all I kept saying is 2 racks a week challenge.
Let's get it.
This guy going out here, man, in the Bay Area, man, he getting up 5 in the morning. He's showing how he getting money every day. And I said, this can't be real. So I started part-time. I mean, that's what they say to try to do to see if you want to do something is to start part-time. So that's what I did part-time. I put my work in, accepting every ride that I could because I didn't know what to expect because I had tried the food delivery service, but that wasn't me. I'm the type of guy where I need something that's a little bit more lucrative and getting out the food and taking it upstairs and downstairs for $2-3. I knew it had to be something better.
Right.
I was a general manager at a restaurant. I've been a general manager for a restaurant for years. The grind of trying to move up that corporate ladder is rough. So again, I put the research in. I started watching your videos. I started seeing how you was doing things. And the one thing that you kept saying that I always preach to even my employees in my general manager days, your mindset.
Yes, sir.
Mindset to do this. And once I knew that I had the mindset, the money followed.
Yes,
so
sir.
I played around with it for a little while, started getting up to about $1,100-$1,200 a week. Then I was like, whoa, man, that's only 20, 30 hours. What if I put another 20, 30, 20 hours in?
Mm-hmm.
Search lab, pulled up. Let me see what he did today. Let's see what he did this week. Let's see who else out there and what markets is getting these 2 racks and how they doing it. So I started conditioning my mind to watch every day, to learn every day, to take all the negativity. And I just want to tell everybody, you can watch the negativity, but it's a lot of things that he teaches you. These guys are not doing the job. There's no way they're out there driving 72 hours a week, 60 hours a week.
Nope.
So I did it. The only way you're going to learn is to do it. Once I did it, honestly, I hit 2 racks about 5 months ago.
Okay.
I just didn't know what to do because I'm not that technically inclined. And then I started seeing all these people shoot their little emails like, hey, I'm from Milwaukee. I'm from here. I said, oh, okay. I already got 2 racks. I'm going to hold that one in the bag and I'm going to keep doing it until I get to the point where 2023, I'm the first one. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna cut you off real quick. Yeah, since you already had the 2 racks, you know, and this is the challenge, I'm gonna show them the screenshot that you sent me. This was in December, and here it is, 50 hours. There we go. Bam. Y'all see it. Y'all see his name right there. So this not like nothing I made up, or for all the people who out there hating, but oh well, you know, they'll just be lying and the gas prices and you know, stuff like that. That's his profile. You know, he sent this. So 2 racks a week, or we're going to get one in for 2023, the very first one. Not too shabby.
Shabby.
Yeah, man. So talk about the transition from being like a manager to you know, to even driving. What exactly like made you just want to switch over? Because you like, man, fuck. Like, I gotta get up out of here. Like, what was the catalyst?
So what it was is, don't get me wrong. I the job that I had, I wanted that job. I worked for the job, and it was all set up. But I kept seeing all of these employees just come and go, come and go, come and go, and I'm like, what happened to all the employees? Well, they right in front of me. All these Uber Eats and Grubhub and all of these people coming in, like, oh yeah, I used to be in the game. I used to be back there. I used to be this, and say, well, why you ain't back here no more? This game is better. And so that's when I tried the deliveries. I had a little beat Toyota Camry. I said, okay, let me get that, see if I can work that. But the main thing is that I never thought I was going to get approved because I squeaky clean. So I everybody. So when 3 weeks went past or 4 weeks passed, my mindset was like, dang, man, I thought I could probably, you know, get into this. Once on and Uber say, hey, verify this, verify that, I said, I'm on. So basically what happened is my job was getting to the point where my time was more valuable to me.
Okay.
Years old, my son just had a baby in Florida, and it's just, man, how are you gonna spend that time with your grandson or your time when you at this job, slaving over this job 70, 80 hours a week, and it wasn't, the outcome wasn't there. So when I transitioned, I didn't transition all the way. Again, I did this part-time. I did the research. I had to get my mindset that this is what I was going to be doing. I had to program my body to, okay, these are the times that you need to work. I did my research, just like else will want to do before they do something. Do your research. And once I'm already a people's person. I'm already a person that deal with the public. This was an easy transition for me to sit in the car and get all this valuable information and knowledge that's sitting behind me. Not all good, but for the most part, I love it.
All right, good. Yeah, man, I like the fact that you went out your way to, you know, do the research. It seemed like you was, you know, excited, and also I'm pretty sure like the waiting process was like, dang, man, am I gonna get approved? Am I gonna get approved? And once you got approved, you like, all right, here we go, man. So like once you was doing like all the research, I'm pretty sure that you seen all types of videos. You know, people complaining, you know, people making money, you know, the crybabies, you know, stuff like that. You know, I'm pretty sure like once like you got approved and you actually start to drive like your very first day or first week, like what was one, what was you expecting? And two, like what was like the results that you end up getting compared to expectations?
Well, what I was expecting is um, the same things that you were expecting.
Mhm.
I seen you out there because I kind of just I had to go off of what was positive.
Yeah.
What stuff that I was seeing on the videos, it was, don't get me wrong, I understand that it's content, but it's not always the best content. So
Right.
so my expectations off of the blueprint that was set was the same expectations that you was expected. You get up, you do what you need to do, you get your mind right, you learn your market, and again, you put in the work. You just put in the work. Whatever I did in my life, whenever I put in the work, I got the results. This is the first vehicle platform that I know I'm not trying to just do 2,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Ash 3. And
Ooh.
I'm getting there pretty soon once I get this down to a science.
Yep.
So yeah, my expectations was to keep learning. My expectations was to keep driving. My expectations was to just keep grinding, and my expectations was to keep my mindset to where it need to be at on a daily basis because it can get rough. There's gonna be days, you know, man, should I take this $4? Should I take this $5? Man, look at all of these Uber drivers around me.
Yep.
I don't let that get to me. What I do is I do what I know it works. I do what I know my mistakes. I keep it moving, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, man. I like the fact that you keep preaching upon that mindset, and you know, I think the mental game is like about 80%. That's really what rideshare driving is. It's like 80% mental, maybe, yeah, probably like 20% physical, because it's more of a mental game. Because before you even start driving, people already got fears, they got doubts. You know, they think they know everything, they got theories, and with no experience, or they really like they don't approach it as from like a scientific type of aspect, like okay, I'm gonna try to do the maximum hours and I'm gonna test it over and over and over again, and I'm gonna figure this thing out. And you know, that's why I always preach and say that it is important to readapt your mindset, especially if you want to do this. You know, it's so much content out there that talks about, you know, driving and doing ride share, but you know, a lot of people that is making content, you go to their playlist, it's just a whole bunch of words. We're like, where the money at? Like, y'all doing all this talking, like, where is the money? Show me the money, man. So I really like the fact that you keep preaching on that, because mindset is definitely key. And what would you say as far as like work life balance, or like your happiness now since you just driving compared to, you know, being tied down like at a 9 to 5? Would you, is it safe to say that you're more of a happier person and you could do things that you want to do, or talk about that?
Oh well, let's just say this: the first week, uh, my first week out of being in the general manager's job, I didn't even know what to do with my time. I was just like, man, I got all this time. What
Mm-hmm.
is it? Now it's time to do the things that, you know, some of the things you talk about, like, you know, use this platform to build on something else. Use this platform to build on yourself. Use this platform to do what you've always wanted to do, but at the same time, just make sure that it's something positive or something that you know you always wanted to do. So the transition was kind of like, oh man, I don't have to worry about inventory no more. I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
making. I don't worry about do this. All I got to worry about is me.
Yeah.
And I can tell you something. I am the most happiest right now I've ever been. since I've been in St. Louis.
Yep, I like that.
But I feel so good about what I'm doing because I know every day I'm learning this game a lot better. And I'm out to prove not just to myself, but to prove to other people that's in the shoes I was 8 months ago at my job, and I'm not going to say I was not making money, but I mean, it was around 52, maybe 53,000. And honestly, that ain't that's not nothing these days. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 a week to me is like, okay. If it was like 20 years ago, but when I kept seeing this 2 racks, how can you make 2 racks a week? Is it possible? And I've only been to Uber maybe once or twice. And I always asked the guy or the person that was driving, like, hey, you do this full time? It's like, oh, if I did, I would make this much money. And then I was like, okay, well, this was years ago. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing until I actually really started seeing the numbers. When you started coming on and doing content and seeing the numbers every day was like, oh, this how you do it. Let me try this. Let me try that. So it was just more of me trying to dictate when I was going to work, when I wasn't going to work. And then once I had that time, I started working on me. I started working on my mindset. I started working on my body. Yep. I even started doing, some push-ups.
Yes.
Body right.
Yeah.
I'm better. I feel better. And it's just like, what a platform, because a lot of people don't look at rideshare people as a profession or as a craft or a skill.
Yeah.
He's just a bona fide taxi driver. Okay, right. But let me show you this: 2 racks a week.
Exactly.
And it's amazing how many people ask me now when I'm driving, and I feel so good when they say, "Do you drive full time?" I say, "Yes." Yep. And they say, what? I heard, broken record. I heard. I said, I tell you what, I don't care what you heard, but let me show you something. And I give them that screenshot.
Wow. I already knew. Man, and it's funny that you said it because it's like I'm reliving, my past because that's pretty much how I started. Because everybody got a story or some type of theory, or they got a friend, or I used to drive, but I wasn't making money. I did, out here it's a bunch of nerds, Silicon Valley. So I did spreadsheets, and I'm like, all right, let me, because it used to really irritate me and piss me off. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drive 84 hours just to see what happened, just to really test it and see if people really know what they're talking about. Because only thing you can do is just take, okay, well, maybe they're right. They have drove, or if you don't know anything, you don't know what to expect. So I started testing them. Like, hold up, man, these people don't know what they talking about. Just lies and laziness, and most people are not able to hold themselves accountable. So once you start to really put the work in, one, you realize what you are truly capable of, and two, you realize people are full of shit and how lazy that they are. And they don't hold themselves accountable. So, man, like you said, man, I'm the happiest I've ever been, man. I love doing this. And people, they do look at it like, oh, well, he just driving, but that's where it's gonna change, man. Because I'm about to make this a whole lifestyle. Make it 2 racks a week. Having a whole network and just showcasing people with a positive mindset. Who can and have the characteristics to be a winner. And that's what it's about, man. People, oh, well, you just driving the car. But no, it's deeper than that, because we making changes within ourselves from driving the car. Like, we working harder, but okay, now I got all this free time. Now what I'm about to do? Okay, let me try this. I can at least sustain myself. I had the knowledge and the capabilities to make $2,000. I'm making more than I was making at the last job I was doing. I got more time. I'm happy. I could, maneuver. So, like, what is there to complain about? And people, well, what about benefits? What about gas prices? Y'all looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like you are really looking at this the wrong way. I mean, if you want all that, you could go back and do the 9 to 5 or has something secure, which a lot of people like to say. But man, like, this is a lifestyle. Either you gonna figure it out and grind and become a winner, or just make excuses. Say that again. I think your audio has.
Be a loser.
Yeah, exactly. Or just be a loser. I mean, the choice is yours. I mean, nobody's forcing you to do anything. The only thing I'm doing is showing what could be possible if you have the right, attitude, the right mindset. You know, so yeah. So, in your opinion, why do you think people have never or even try to make $2,000?
Well, let me just give you a story. I think I can
Mhm.
answer. I had took a Uber to go get my car was at the mechanic, so I had to take an Uber. And so when I got into the Uber, I started asking him questions. Of course, like, okay,
Yeah.
this is rideshare. We in the same city. Let's see if I can get some knowledge from him. And it was just like I was talking to one of the other YouTubers
Mhm.
because mindset was more of, Uber is this, Lyft is that, da 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 da. I didn't even tell him I was a driver. I
Yep.
didn't make
Mhm.
max a week. I just was trying to figure out, see where he was at,
His mindset. Yep. Mhm.
that was at. So when I seen that this guy was just like nowhere near where I was at, I kind of just left it alone
Yep.
because it's like talking to someone that's already blocked and just got the shield around.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't feel like even. It's yeah, I know what you mean. It's more like a hassle trying to convince him and persuade him to think differently. I'm like, man, you know what? Just go ahead, man. It's your right to think this way. It really becomes interesting because you start to grow, like I said, as a person. Then,
Yep.
like when you do take Ubers, I do the same thing. Like, man, like how is it? Then you could easily tell. It's all about the mindset. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, well, they do this, they don't treat us fairly.
right.
It's like, why are you still doing it then? Like,
Yeah,
if you hate it so much and you this pissed off, why are you still doing it? Like that's why I never understood that. If you wasted so much time, obviously you had enough balls to quit your job to do this full time. So do something else. You're not afraid to take a leap of faith. So why
right.
do why do it? And why put all that time, effort, and energy to just complaining? Because you could do millions of things, and you can learn millions of things. Like people,
Right.
they just don't work on themselves.
And question though, what you just asked me about why, like other rideshare people probably, because there may be other people in St. Louis that's doing 2,000 a week.
Hmm.
I doubt. But
Right.
I just feel like they're so seasoned and they I could see, like, I was in the car and this guy was letting all these runs just go by, bling ding bling ding. I said, wow, $8 and all I could think about is the movie Get Rich or Die Trying.
Uh huh.
When Sid went outside, his partners Brett bought all the change, and he said, "Hey, I take change, quarters, nickels, all. So I'm the rides you don't want, I'm gonna
I like
take them.
that.
Gonna help me get better." Now, don't get me wrong. I'm at a point now where I can choose
Yep.
and pick,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to get to that status first. So once I got to that status, his theory wasn't adding up. And then once I said, "Hey, I'm an Uber driver too. I'm doing 2 racks a week." No, not in St. Louis. I said, "Oh, really?" And I showed him what I was doing. He was like, "Wow, what are you doing? How many hours are you working?" Da, da, da. I said, "You've been an Uber driver for 2 years. You asking somebody for 8 months?
Right.
Months? Come on, that's not something. It must be." I tell you, and I told him, I said, I got a guy you can follow that'll put you in the right mindset.
Mm.
What do you mean mindset? Discipline. What do you mean discipline? What about your car? What about the
See.
gas? I said, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and let me out right here because my mindset is not on the same. Once you get your mindset right, give me a call. We can talk. So that's what it is, man. It's all about having discipline, having the mindset, and knowing that there's going to be days that your mama says it's going to be like this. And you have that the mindset is still there to know to get through it. You know, this is a slow time of the year. This is my first time witnessing it. But after the first couple of days, I had to change my way of when I was going out, when I wasn't going out, because I know my market. So if I know when it's the best time to go out and do it, don't mean that it's going to be the same way in the summer. I just came off a nice busy rush, a nice busy time, and I'm still going to make my 2 racks a week in January.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, I like it. And man, you say all the right things. It is about learning your market. Like, you know, people they complain, but it's like, man, you've been out here 13 hours, bro. Like 13 hours. You haven't even put the time in to really understand your market, understand the flow of things. Like I know what to expect during this time. And I know it's probably gonna be, you know, a little bit slow for like the next maybe month and a half, 2 months. But it's going to pick back up. The question is, are you going to be ready? I mean, if you could drive and stay out there and be disciplined when it's slow, imagine when it picks up. It's gonna be like, oh man, here we go, finally. It's like, dang, man, what the man, this is where it's at. So, man, I love everything that you saying. And yeah, like when you first signed up and first seen my content, how long did it take you to even make $2,000?
uh, I made $2,000. I want to say it was 2 months later.
2 months later, okay.
Yeah, it was a week. I'll send you the screenshot. I forget.
It was
I was
like
gonna
the
first, but the most I've actually done it 3 times.
mm-hmm.
The most recent ones is the one I sent you, only because I'm full time now. Because I
Okay.
did 19 and then 18 and then boom, they go to 2. But I had took some time off from work. I said, man, let me work this thing all week. I took like 6 days off, but 4 days off, I think. And I worked the whole week. And oh man, I was on Sunday. It was getting close to that cutoff time, and I was picking somebody up from downtown and saying, "Hey, you know what? I got to record this because I think this is the last one that's going to take me over 2 grand." And it took me over the 2 grand. So it was about, I say, about a month and a half. Didn't take me that long.
Yeah.
Because my mind said that I was ready to find another vehicle. And when I started watching your videos, I kept watching them over and over, the new ones. I subscribed, and I also started watching other people's videos. And it's like night and day. It's like apples and oranges. It's like the content that you was bringing was more realistic, more educational, and more tutorial for a person like me or anybody else that's out there that's saying, hey, I've been hearing all this negativity. Can I really make 2 racks a week? Are they just making this up? I see all these people from different areas, not only men, but women too, and all different ethnicities. It's just like, what? Really? Can I do this? And as a man of color, trust and believe me, 2 racks a week mean a lot. That's a success for us. That's a success for a step up, you know, from where we've been, or at least from where I'm from, where I've been to now. I don't think a job right now can offer me 2 racks a week. And I say, if you're going to give me 2 racks a week, I got to have this much time. Yep. I'm only working 80 hours. And man, you get like,
yeah, man, it become hard to go back. It's like, man, I'm making $2,000 from driving. Then, you know, as long as your attitude is positive, you could really have fun with the passengers. Because if you have conversations like this with them, it inspires them. Yeah. You know, it inspires them, and you know, you put them in a better mood, and like, man, like, dang, thank you, like, thanks for that. You know, and that's you know, that's a good feeling to have, man. That's a good feeling. So now you driving full time. Like, did you have like any like friends or family members that thought that you was just fucking crazy? Like, what? You driving Uber?
You know who really had the it really was my job. My job was minute, we just gave you a raise. And I'm like, really? That wasn't like a real raise, you know? It's not like I'm bringing home 2 racks a week.
Yeah.
So more the people that was at my job, because I got a very small circle here in St. Louis. All my family's back home in New York. Like I said, my son in Florida. So I don't have my circle very small.
Yeah.
Keeps me very grounded and very focused on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
A few of my associates that I used to work with, when I was showing them, say, "Hey, I'm doing the Uber thing." "Oh man, no, don't quit your job, man. I know somebody that did, and they the taxes, you and what are and all this." I'm just like, man, this is all they know. This is, they like they brainwashed.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what? Whatever anybody else thinks, it really doesn't matter. I love the input, but as far as, family members or probably, close friends, the people that in my circle was like, if I know you want to do it, I know that is something good because you're a go-getter, you're a hard worker, and you such an honest person. You're going to be able to do this. All I had to do was change this a little bit, get this right. Got this right. And now it's not even all I give it 98.
Yeah.
Once I get it all the way right, oh man.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot better than where you were before because now, like your whole life, like your whole life is different from doing this. Because if you work in the job, man, for most people, you could pretty much just show up half-ass, call in sick, and depending on if you union or not, you could really bullshit and still get paid. You really don't have to do much. And it's easy to get complacent and get comfortable and not set any goals and not really challenge yourself to do something differently to get, different type of results. And one thing I learned about human beings is, everybody's pretty much like the same. Like they all have, oh my God, what about the taxes? They all just, work-life balance. It's like everybody just copycats of each other, just like bots. Then now you got the ability to think for yourself. And I think that's the greatest asset a person can have, just the ability to think differently and think for themselves. And, doing this, and once you hit your 2 racks a week, then you really start to grow. You're like, man, if I could make $2,000 driving the car, I'm capable of something, much more, man. Like you haven't even pushed yourself most of the time. So, I'm happy for you, man. I'm truly happy for you.
I always do a lot of your content. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you for watching and, sharing the content. But before we get up out of here, do you want to leave the audience with any words of wisdom, advice, or things? Yeah. One last thing, things that you do in your market, like as far as like what's your day by day looking like? Because I know it may be somebody that sees like the title, oh, St. Louis. Oh, okay. What is he doing? Where is he driving? Like, what is his strategy?
Okay, well, I'm glad that you asked that because, again, after watching the content and seeing that, some of the times that you really need to focus on driving is early morning. And in this market, I don't know how it is in the other market, but in St. Louis, that early morning market gets you halfway where you need to be at. And my halfway point is from anywhere between 4 and 9 o'clock. I want to make at least 150 to 200.
Mm-hmm.
Once 9 o'clock comes, I shut down. I turn off, I shut down, and my mindset is to come home, do the things that you say you was gonna do. Let's get these things in order. Let's do this. Let's go work out. Let's do the things that you haven't been doing because you've been so focused on your job. So that morning time, I take that little break, and then during probably about 5 o'clock, boom, I turn back on, and that's when the market start heating up. People start moving around, whether it's slow or not. It's just where you position yourself, how long, when you know what surges is going to be, where they're going to be at. Once you start studying that, you can just end up in them areas, work them areas for like 4 hours, average about I average about 35, maybe $40 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
After about 4 hours, I'm done. I got my 300 for the day, and I don't know what more I need to do after making $300 in less than 9 hours on a
Right.
day. If I short 250, 275, so what? I still came to the point where at the end of the week, 2 racks.
Yes, sir. Hey, and that's a beautiful thing about this, because some people like, well, I can't make 2,000, but if you do this, let's say you fall short of 2,000, let's say you get 17, 1,800, even 1,600. How many jobs out there are paying you $1,600 a week? A week just from driving, man. And like, the more confident you get and more consistent you get, it just become easier. Because okay, I'm gonna start, 5 in the morning, whatever the case may be. You put your time in, then on the weekends I'll probably drive for like 5-6 hours. Then before you know it, like, damn, I'm online 55, 60 hours. Like, damn, that felt easy.
Yeah.
Just because like you managing, your time better. Like you becoming more conscious of that. So
Yeah. I can. But in all, if I had to say anything as far as trying to like spread this whole narrative of Uber drivers or rideshare drivers, don't believe the hype on some of this negative stuff. Find a good source. Find something that is positive and find something that's real. I can tell you right now, Ronnie has been real since the first video I watched 8 months ago, 9 months ago, and I can see it revolving. So I'm always going to be a part of that channel. I'm always going to be a part of that process. And if you really want to do this, if you really want to do it, get this right first. Your mindset. If your mind not there, you can't do nothing anyway. When you go to your work, you got to have the mindset to get up and put your shoes on and get ready and be around the people. You got to get your mind right. So the mindset, the discipline, and just knowing that you have people like Ronnie and hopefully I can be in a position to, help people here in St. Louis, because my ultimate goal is to really help people get over this hurdle that, they can't make it full time doing this. It's really sad to hear that if I talk to 20 people, 18 of them say, oh, you can't do this full time. The only 2 people that I know is me and you.
Yep.
It's just like, okay, well, I tell you what, let me get this thing down a little bit more. Let me learn a little bit more. Let me get to the level where I know I can help somebody. And then, yes, and I just, once again, I just got to give you all credit in the world, because I talked about you to other people and I was like, hey, y'all got to watch this video. Oh, man, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
It changed me to the point where I think I know I can do this. And if I see it, once I started seeing when you came up with that 2 racks a week challenge, once I started seeing other people and other markets hit this goal, I said, oh, wait a minute. I know I can do it. I'm a New York bred. That's all that's in us is the hustle. So
okay.
Just have fun with it. Notice I love this. This is by far the best opportunity I've had in all my 50 years of working. And I can honestly say that. So, I appreciate all the content you put out. I appreciate the honesty, because it's not always good. You don't always bring, the cream of the crop. You bring the junk with it. So I like that, but at the same time, it comes down to just having your mindset and discipline. And then once you put those 2 things together and learn your market,
yes,
you should be good with this.
Absolutely, man. Damn, man. So you got me fired up. But yeah, man,
that's
pretty much saying the same thing. Like, it's really not rocket science, man. Most people, like, you are blocking your own blessings. Like, here I am. I'm just keeping it real, being honest, a mindset, disciplines. Oh, you're lying. Oh, that's not true. Oh, they're paying you. It's like, You not hurting me. You only hurting yourself. Like, cause I'm showing people that's doing it, not just me. You know, other people doing it, other people willing to help. And, you know, the choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what choice you want to make? You know, either you want to get out here, get this money, you know, and grow as a person and better your life, better your mindset, or you could just stay at your job and be negative because, you know, you only pretty much as negative as the people that you with. And I think that's why a lot of people are so negative because they around just negativity, people talking shit all day. So, you know, by default, eventually you're gonna fall into that mindset too. So you're not even controlling your own mindset, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man, thank you, Karingas, once again. Shout out to St. Louis. We out here getting it 2023. This gonna be a big year for me, for y'all, for the channel. And we're going to start including more people as much as possible, hearing their stories and, you know, seeing what they working on. But other than that, that's all I have to say. Drum roll. Guitar. Piano. Hold on, I got my little ballad song. Hold on real quick. Got to do little flips. Yeah.
Racks, 2 racks a week.
2 racks a week. Ladies and gentlemen, holla back.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.